Welcome back to the Windsor Wednesday show. Today we have a faculty member and two recent graduates joining us on the show here. Up at the top, we have Jess Dixon. He is the head of the Department of Kinesiology and also an associate professor for sport management. Down below, we have Nina No. She is a Bachelor of Human Kinetics 2020 graduate with a specialization in movement science. And at the bottom right, we have Danis. She is also a graduate as well this year. Congratulations. She has a specialization in strategic management and a minor in social justice with an honors in business administration. So I'd like to thank you all for joining the show today. And for those watching the Windsor Wednesday show, it's all about bringing on faculty, staff, alumni, and students to share their U-Windsor story and really highlight their experience at the campus and the opportunities that they've been provided because of the University of Windsor. So today we're going to jump into a few questions and we're going to be sharing our U-Windsor stories. So thank you. The first question we have here today is, how has the University of Windsor elevated your learning or work experience? And we'll start out at the top with Jess.
Great, thanks, Lennon. Appreciate you having me on the show today. So how has the University of Windsor elevated my learning or work experience? Well, in addition to being a faculty member and department head, I'm also an alum. I came to the University of Windsor in the late 1990s to do my master's degree in sport management, and that experience was transformative and in so many different ways. I came here sort of with one direction in mind in terms of what I wanted to do for my career. And the people who I interacted with, my supervisors, my professors, my classmates, allowed me to, get a greater appreciation for the kinds of things that I could do from a career standpoint. And that sort of set me on a slightly different career path than I had coming into my degree program. And so it was totally transformative in the sense that, I considered, I came in to university with the idea of being a high school phys ed teacher. And then upon pursuing my master's degree, I started exploring a PhD program. At that point, I was the first person in my family to go to university. And so I thought I was sort of pushing my luck doing a master's degree. And it wasn't until I came to the University of Windsor that a PhD even entered the conversation. So totally transformative, because that led me to where I am today. I've been here for, I'll be starting my 15th year at the University of Windsor in July. And it's been a highly, highly rewarding experience. So to answer your question, transformative.
I love it. I'm glad that you're able to really put what you're passionate about into the work you do as a professor. Extremely dedicated to the university, over 15 years so far. So thank you for sharing that.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So Nina, how has the University of Windsor elevated your learning and now your work experience being graduated?
A very good question. Thank you for having me on here. I just wanted to mention, the professors in general are just the key factor of, making it a better place to learn. They truly care about you. And for example, I've had Jess Dixon as professor before, and a lot of the professors have an open door policy in which you're able to just go in and ask for help at any time, and they're willing to help you and set you up for success. And I also love the fact that there's so many available resources for you to choose from whenever you're stuck in a situation. So if you're kind of unsure what to do for your career, there's always co-op, which you have a chance to do an internship elsewhere and kind of figure out what you want to do, or just even talking to an academic advisor to help see where your interest lies. And there's research, and there's just so many endless opportunities that, makes you feel like you're ready to kind of take on a challenge.
Yes, that's exactly it. I'm glad the university has an open environment for you to really connect one-on-one with professors and elevating your learning experience. So thank you. Danis, please share, how has the University of Windsor elevated your learning experience and now being graduated?
Sure. So I've been lucky enough to be really close with a lot of my professors, similar like Nina, especially also the Student Success Center that we have in ODET and around the university as well with my minor. And so I think being able to interact with them has allowed me to improve a lot of the skills that I had originally, but not enough finding and detailing that is going to help me as I enter this business world that I'm trying to get into.
Yes, and you are correct. The University of Windsor has those different resources and centers that you're able to get help. What would you say with the Odette Student Success Center? What are some valuable things that it offers that you've gained?
I think it's similar to like the professors, very open door. Like I love walking in. I'm gonna just shout out Amy, who has always constantly been there when I'm just having struggles like planning classes or just even just questions about different professors and what to do. I'll just go up to her and be like, "Hey, help me," and she was great with solving it, or at least take me to an advisor that can lead me in the right direction. So, yeah, I've been pretty lucky in that sense.
Awesome. Yes, it's great to have some people that you can really talk to and guide you through your career path. The next question we have here is, what transferable skills have you learned while studying or working at the University of Windsor? And we'll start with you, Jess, at the top.
Sure. So, excuse me. So I think there's a number of them that come to mind. Primarily communication skills. During my time as a student, I had to do a lot of oral presentations, a lot of written assignments, skills that I continue to develop through my PhD and continue to rely upon in my day-to-day exercises, whether it's participating in a show like this or communicating with prospective students over email, lecturing in my classes, publishing my work. So communication is really big, and with that comes all the associated people skills from interacting with people with all different backgrounds, different stakeholder groups associated with our programs and so forth. Research skills, that was a big component of my master's degree. It really helped. Doing a thesis helped me overcome any anxieties that I might have about research as part of my career, and that was the biggest kind of new thing to me in considering going on and becoming a professor and getting into academia. So the research skills, which I continue to develop, and to this day, those are a big part of what I use in my day-to-day work with my colleagues and my students. And I would say that even since I've come back as a faculty member, the research culture within kinesiology and across campus, particularly at the undergraduate level, has exploded. I mean, it is totally changed. Students are getting involved in research at a much earlier stage in their careers than I had when I was a student, and I think that's a wonderful thing. Certainly something they can put on their resumes and help them develop, discuss during a job interview or something like that. And then I think the last one would be decision making. Through the different classes that I took, so my background is in sport management, my PhD is in strategic management within a business school, and all the different classes and all the people that I've interacted with help me to make better informed decisions. They give me different lenses and different perspectives through which I can view a problem and come up with a novel solution to it. And with, those decisions are sometimes made individually or collectively, but decision making is another big thing another big transferable skill that I got, and it started at the University of Windsor.
Yeah, so you made a great point about communication skills that you've learned being a faculty member. What was your communication skills like before you entered the University of Windsor, and how have they improved exactly?
I would say the biggest change would be in my written communication skills. I was always a decent writer in high school and so forth, and even at the undergraduate level. But when I got to the master's level, my professors had a bit higher expectation of the kinds of writing that I was going to do. And so word choice, grammar, sentence structure, even how to craft my messages, whether it was a memo, an email, or a research manuscript, it just became much more fine-tuned, and with that, my messages hopefully became more clear and more succinct.
Yes, definitely. And presenting to students, writing curriculum, and email are huge communication pieces. And I'm glad that University of Windsor has really helped you accelerate your skills in that area. We'll jump to Nina at the bottom. What transferable skills have you learned while studying at the University of Windsor?
Jess already mentioned a bunch of them. So I was going to focus more on personal development because being a part of the exchange program, I was able to kind of like learn more about myself and the skills that I had and kind of work with it in another country. So it made me realize that I needed to focus on organizational and time management skills since I tend to be a big procrastinator in general. So it really did help me to organize my time and kind of just get things done on a timely manner. So for example, like assignments and whatnot, and being able to develop teamwork skills, right? To be able to take leadership and take the initiative to work together in a group setting, which often applies in general to school, right? So just working with labs and people in general, it kind of helped me become more organized and more comfortable in my skills and assets, knowing that I know what I bring to the table. So I feel like the University of Windsor in general has set me up for success because there's so many resources, like I said earlier, that help you become a better person in terms of academics.
Yes, and Nina, we had somebody in the comments, Michelle Fitzgerald, a previous member on the show, mentioned that you're an exchange student. What were some things that you experienced or even learned with that opportunity?
Definitely being flexible is a key thing because things can go wrong. For example, like flight changes and whatnot. And the time zone was a big thing too, kind of just adjusting your rhythm to and learning, their way of learning because it's completely different than the way University of Windsor teaches. So it was a big step, but honestly, Michelle has done wonderful things. She has helped me transition to that life and was able to kind of like set us all up for success. And I truly am a big advocate for the exchange program. It's one of the best experiences ever.
What country did you go to?
I actually went to Australia, so the land down under.
Wow, awesome. I'm glad that you were able to really experience another country and another learning environment. Denise, how has what transferable skills have you learned while studying at the University of Windsor now that you've graduated?
So like Jess and Nina, I've also gained all those skills that they did mention. I've also been lucky enough to both study and work for the University of Windsor when I was working at the bystander program. And so it's taught me a lot of things about like leadership and just team building because of the type of topics that we focus on is so very particular, and you have to be very careful of your, the people you're talking to. And so it's just taught me a lot, which I didn't expect. I've been lucky to do club work and be team leads outside of bystander. And so it was adjusting to it and learning different ways and how people react. And it was kind of, something I definitely wouldn't have gained if I didn't express myself through the university. So
Excellent.
It's been pretty good that way.
Yes, I'm glad that you were able to join the Bystander Initiative. It's a great program that's really advocating for preventing sexual violence. So I'm glad that you're able to gain so many different skills just from being involved in that club. Awesome. Now, the best question of the day, and we ask this on every show, is why are you UN proud? We'll have you go first, Jess.
Okay, so for me, what makes me most proud to be affiliated with the University of Windsor, both as an alum, as a faculty member, as a department head, it boils down to the people. When I first came to the University of Windsor to do my master's degree, I was exploring a number of different programs, and all of them, on paper and on their websites, said great things. And it wasn't until I actually stepped foot on campus and met with the people that I came to realize that there's something different here. And I've done degrees in 3 different places. I've taught in 3 different schools. There's something unique about the University of Windsor, and it really boils down to the people and the kinds of experiences and the culture that they provide on our campus. And it's irreplaceable. And so, 20 years after I came here as a student, I'm extremely honored to be, a faculty member. I'm honored to be the head of the Department of Kinesiology, where I have the opportunity to, to work every day with some of the brightest researchers and the most gifted teachers that we have in the field within our country, if not the world. And so, as far as I'm concerned, it's people. It's the foundation of everything that we do and everything that we are here at the University of Windsor.
That is exactly it. Angela makes a great point as well. Lancer Pride, it's definitely a community, and I'm glad that you're able to really surround yourself around amazing people every day at work. So, Nina, what makes you most proud to be a student here at the university, or now a graduate?
There's so many things that like I wish I could just give you like a list like off by heart, but I agree with everything that Jess Dixon said. I definitely would say that we are so diverse too that it's so nice to see a community go together and just like be passionate about the things that they do and support it. So like whether it's like the can drive, doing research or volunteering for a good cause, or just being a part of a meaningful club. So for example, like caring for Cambodia, MSF, like stuff like that. And I love that because everyone's so spirited and passionate that you just, like Jess Dixon said earlier, like it's a vibe that when you walk into the facility, it's like this gut feeling that tells you like, this is the school. Like it's so wholesome that honestly, like I feel bad for people that don't even attend a University of Windsor. I know as cheesy as it sounds, like we're called Win City for a reason, right? Like we're always winning. Like we are such a good school that it's so self-explanatory. Like I wish I could literally just go off a list. Like there's so many reasons why I'm so proud.
Awesome. I really like all that passion that you really explained about being a graduate here. And you're so right, is that there's a million different things that are being accomplished at the University of Windsor, if it's different research projects, and just anything. If there's clubs that are accomplishing something, we do have so many wins in Win City, so thank you. Denise, will have you answer, why are you UWin proud now being an alumnus?
So I'm not originally from Windsor, and so I was coming into a city that I wasn't 100% sure how they would react. And very quickly, I found out there was a great community, great staff, there's just too much perfect that I didn't expect. Like I love going to Odette and just literally studying there for hours and going home. It's literally a second home to me. And so it's weird to be a graduate and now only being at home, especially during quarantine. And so I think just the University of Windsor has just made me proud to be even a part of it. And it's something that after I move on, I'd be like, hey, yeah, I went to the University of Windsor, and just meeting new people that way is going to be just a fun adventure ahead.
Yes, it's really great to hear that, being from another city, coming to Windsor, how welcoming it is. And you do really have that pride of being a Lancer, and throughout your career path, it's going to be something that you're able to reflect back on and really refer to, being a proud student. So thank you for concluding this. So thank you all for the guest speakers that joined today's show. I really hope those watching were able to learn some new things relating to why they are so UWin proud, some of the things that they've learned along their journey. And again, thank you for watching the show, and thank you for joining us. I also do want to mention that we have giveaways. We had it throughout the month of May and into June now. So people were sharing on social media to enter for $50 Amazon gift card. So a virtual drum roll. There you go. This week's winner is, let's see here. Congratulations to Lily Zitko on winning a $50 Amazon gift card. Please send us a message to claim your prize. And for those watching, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next Wednesday.